Hey viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to Sir You're Being Hunted. This is episode 235. Where is that dog? 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 Fuck off, dog. Get out of here. So you remember, we're back here, of course, on the Centre Island in this new world of ours. We're doing some more kind of podcasty style episodes, you know, as we do, where basically I just play the game, talk about random stuff that's going on in the world, in my life, whatever. You know, sort of a very one-sided conversation, that kind of thing. Now, of course, you know, previously we cleared out the Centre Island here, so now we have to move on and find somewhere else to go. I think I'm going to head north first. Might actually go round the compass from north first, and then perhaps head round eastward. It sounds like a plan to me. Something to do, you know, because you've got to have a plan when you go into these kind of games. That he says, you know, bearing in mind that I probably have never ever really ever had a plan as I go into Sir You're Being Hunted. I just sort of wing it and go in there and hope for the best. But whatever. That's not to say you guys shouldn't have a plan. It's always good to have a plan in life. Now, when I started recording this episode, I didn't think I'd suddenly start blithering on about plans. Yeah, so how are you guys all doing out there? Hope you're all doing well, enjoying the videos still. Now, here we are at the jetty towards the North Island, so this is where we're going to head first. We're going to clear out that island and then we're going to keep moving on. Down we go, across here, and hopefully freaking sea beast won't pop up through the jetty and try and, you know, tentacle me whilst I'm trying to make some progress. Take boat north, here we go. It's more like it. Interesting day, I'm starting a big recording session at present. Recorded some RTCW episodes already. I'm going to be recording, hopefully 2 episodes of Sir today. That's what I'm aiming for, at least. And maybe also a bit of Wrong World, perhaps. That's what I'm aiming to do. Those of you out there who are waiting, of course, for more updates in my Alice Madness Returns series, just bear in mind you're going to be waiting a while. Because I've made a little bit more progress in getting back to where I was, but I'm still quite a way off. So, yeah, no ETA yet on when that's going to be. And that series is going to be picking up again, but hopefully it shouldn't be too long in the future. So for the meantime, we'll just continue on with the series that we got going on at the moment. Pretty good stuff. Yes. But also actually in other news, one thing I do like to talk about quite often, well, I say quite often, I've talked about it before in So You're Being Hunted episodes, is anime. Because you know me, I'm a bit of a latecomer to anime and I'm slowly, steadily working my way through it. Taking on new series, watching different franchises, getting more and more episodes under my belt from various things. But yes, I've yesterday evening, that is, I actually started out a new anime series. Well, I say new anime series, not new anime series as in it came out recently. New as in it's new to me, because I've never watched it before. That's a series called Charlotte, everybody. It's just called Charlotte. I don't really know what the significance of the name is yet. I don't know why it's called that, but it's interesting. From the kind of reviews and opinions I've seen of it before, people say that it's not the most amazing anime out there, but it's decent enough for what it is. And I've watched the first 7 episodes or so. I watched them, like I say, yesterday evening, and I'll probably actually watch the next 6 or so episodes, however many there is. I think the season has about 13 episodes in total, but I'll probably watch those final 6 episodes tonight, because it's a Saturday as I want to record this, Saturday the 24th of November, so yes. But it's an interesting premise, Charlotte. It's got an interesting premise to it. So basically, you know, as with many animes, the characters are kind of high school aged, and basically it follows the protagonist, a guy called Yu, who basically just, well, he finds out that he has a special ability where he can sort of possess other people's bodies, or he can like enter other people's bodies, something like that, and he uses it for his own gain, basically. So, you know, he uses it to access the bodies of, say, the nerdy kids in his class, and so then he gets the answers to tests and, you know, gets really amazing grades. Or he uses it to manipulate people around him for his own gain, things like that. So, you know, when we first meet him, he's, you know, not exactly a kind of model upstanding citizen of a guy, but, of course, what gets interesting then is that with all his meddling around with his special ability, he inevitably attracts unwanted attention. So he attracts the attention basically of these other high school students who also have strange abilities, who basically want to take him to their own high school. So what you kind of learn about them is that well, there are two principal characters. There's a girl and there's a guy who are both student council members of this other high school that's designed for special students. So they basically corner him and tell him that he has to stop using his ability for such, for his own personal gain, because otherwise it will attract unwanted attention to him. And if he, keeps doing that, there's a danger that basically, government scientists or something like that will basically become aware of his existence, and that he will pretty much become a human guinea pig, and that will become his life, and he will be imprisoned, essentially. So, the premise, like many animes, is kind of bonkers, but having said that, it's quite an interesting little franchise for what it is. So, I'm quite enjoying it so far. But, the first few episodes I've seen... Oh, fuck's sake, that guy saw me. Just run away. So yeah, the first few episodes, of course, I've watched. I think about the first 4 of them or so are basically about him and these other 2 high school students with special powers. Basically going around finding other ones and basically making sure that they're not misusing them and basically not attracting too much attention to themselves. So yeah, fairly simple premise. But then from about episode 6 onwards, it really starts to hot up a bit. There's some, hard-hitting moments, let's put it that way. Oh, that guy's still following me, because he's an asshole. Okay, we go over here. But yeah, what I do actually kind of like about it, though, is, although I've said that, a lot of these kind of characters in it have special powers, what kind of makes it interesting is that they're not kind of OP superhero type powers. They're, anomalous kind of abilities, but they have limits to what they can do, which makes it all the more interesting, in my opinion. Because the thing is, I've never really been into never actually been into superheroes and that kind of genre of character. That's not right. That kind of character, that kind of genre of fiction. But what makes Charlotte interesting is that, like I say, the powers that the characters have are not OP. They have limits to them. So, for example, you, with his power to kind of hijack other people's bodies, there are caveats to it. There are limits to what he can actually do with it. So, for example, he can only stay in someone's body for about 5 seconds at a time, something like that. And on top of that, he can only hijack someone's body if that person... if he has basically a direct line of sight with that person. So in other words, he has to be able to see them. He can't actually, just think about them and then hijack their body. They actually have to be there in front of him. So yeah, it kind of makes it interesting. And so some of the other characters, of course, they have sort of limits to their powers as well. So for example, the principal female character, she has the ability to turn invisible, but there are caveats to it. There are limits to what she can do with it. So she can turn invisible, but only in the eyes of her target. So what that means is she can only appear invisible to one person at a time, but everyone else can still see her. So there are things she can do with that power, but like I say, there's a limit to it. Similarly, one of the other characters is a guy who basically can teleport, or at least can basically move with extreme super speed, but once he starts moving in a particular direction, he doesn't actually have any power over where he stops. So it's really interesting, because essentially he teleports in one direction, but basically has to rely on there being a solid surface for him to impact with in order for him to come to a stop, because he can't just sort of bring himself to stop because he's moving so fast under his own momentum, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's interesting, like I say, but that's Charlotte for you. But other animes really that I actually need to get looking at some point. I need to get another collection of One Piece episodes, because I've watched I think the first 70 or so episodes of One Piece out of, however many there are, 800 or however many One Piece episodes there are, plus the various movies I think that there have been. So I need to get more of that. Where was I up to actually in One Piece, come to think of it? I think I was up to the part in One Piece where Luffy, Nami, Zoro, Usopp and Sanji have taken on what's-her-face, Princess Vivi, and they're heading to the Kingdom of Alabasta. Yeah, I think that was where I was up to with One Piece, something like that. They just fought off Mr. 3 from Baroque Works. Those of you who, who've watched One Piece and all that, you'll know, of course, exactly what I'm talking about. Those of you who don't, you'll probably won't have a clue, but whatever. So yeah, obviously I need to get my hands on more One Piece. What else? Sword Art Online, apparently there's the third season of that, Project Alicization, is it called? Something like that. I need to have a look for that. I wonder if that's available on Crunchyroll, or maybe Funimation, or somewhere. That's definitely worth checking out, I think. There's just a big emptiness out here. A random single... Oh god, getting gas from my tea again. Oh, robot coming in my direction. Jesus. Some random ruins. How very peculiar. So yeah, Project Alicization, saw that online. I don't really know much about it, or what it's about rather, other than obviously the basics. You know, it's Sword Art Online, so it's going to be about, you know, Kirito and Asuna and all them, with some virtual reality or augmented reality game or whatever, and you know, they'll find that something weird's going on in it, as is always the case with Sword Art Online. But beyond that, I don't know really anything else, anything specific in terms of concrete plot details, anything like that. So yeah, I look forward to maybe getting on Crunchyroll or something and seeing if I can find any episodes of it on there. What other animes are there out there which maybe I should consider having a look at some point? I think I have a Word document with a few suggestions listed in it. Well, it's not suggestions, but ones that I've personally identified as ones that I might be interested in. So I'll have to keep my eyes peeled. Freaking balloon. But yeah, So, I'm just looking at where those robots are going. It's getting night again. Do I have a torch? That's one I did. Yeah, I do. Okay, there we go. Right. I've only got one piece of the device so far. Not doing well for any others, am I? But yeah, still sticking with the topic of anime, of course. Other franchises which I potentially might have my eyes on. I definitely need to try and find a Senran Kagura anime at some point, because that's the thing. You know, I've been playing Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus here on the channel. Every once in a while. But yeah, apparently, right, actually, on Senran Kagura, the animation, there's a first season, and apparently there's now a second season as well, which is very not safe for work, according to what I've heard. But, you know, Senran Kagura is that, game franchise which is basically all about buxom girls stripping each other as they fight and just doing all kinds of silly stuff. So, yeah, it's fan service, the game, basically. But, yes, I'll admit, I will probably be, check that out. But I think the first season of the Senran Kagura anime is actually on Funimation, from what I'm aware. So I'll definitely have a look on there to see if I can find it. So if any of you out there have watched it, let me know what I'm letting myself in for. Oh, sounds like some robots are having a shootout somewhere. God, Jesus, the FPS really drops when I go into these frigging thickets. It's just like going down to about 14 at one point there as I was going through those little trees. Very worrying, isn't it? Yeah. And then once I get out of these thickets, it, shoots back up to over 30. Jesus, sir. Sir, why are you so graphically intense in certain areas? I've completely lost sight of that wisp that I was tracking a moment ago. Seems to have disappeared on me. Is that a farmstead over there? Looks like it, doesn't it? Okay, well... Oh, God. Knocking things over on my table. Let's have a sip of tea whilst I'm at it. Oh, great. I think there's people by that building. It might not be a farmstead, actually. It could be a pub. I don't know. Ideally, I'd need to get a proper view of it. Oh, no, it is a pub. I think we're getting close to where we were before. Are they... Oh, God. Those robots are up to summit, but I'm not sure what. God, there's a lot of them down there. What are they doing? Were they the guys having a shootout a moment ago? It's entirely possible. I'm not sure. Maybe we should get to the high ground somewhere. Get up here and just take a big survey of the island. Oh, God, I've got a nice 40 FPS there as I come out into this big open space. I hear robots. Sounds like they're fairly close. Or maybe it was just me. No, I'm definitely hearing them. Okay, we're on a bit of a crag up here. Is there a... Ah, there is a device piece down there. I have an alarm clock. But I do have a shotgun with How many rounds? 4. I mean, there's only 2 hunters down there. I could... If I went down, I could try annihilating them, because the other hunters by that pub are a fair distance away, so they might not be too much of an issue. Careful. Alright, it's a bit of an open area, this. Okay. Can we do this, do you reckon? I see no reason why we shouldn't be able to do it. Okay. Get to cover. Okay, never mind, that's not going to work. Hey guys, how you doing? Oh, careful. Right, 1 down. 2 down. There we go. Didn't even need all 4 shells. God, this guy's just rolling away. Yeah. Yes, get his shotgun rounds. Finish some ammo. There we go. Nice. Well, they were taken out fairly quickly, and they didn't make me bleed either, even though I did get hit by one of their shots. Let's eat his mints, because we can. There we go. So that's 2 out of 3. So there'll be another one somewhere. Let's just see where the wisps are actually heading to. Oh, they're going up. Are they? Yeah, they're going up. Up into the sky. Maybe they'll come down again at some point. Unless there's another piece somewhere. Jesus, they are just going up, aren't they? What are they doing? Waiting to locate the next piece? They're just going around in circles and what have you. Huh, okay. I don't know about that. Okay, well, I don't see anything off in that direction. There's the wisps. Still going up, it seems. They're just disappearing into the air above. Right, I'll tell you what, I think we're going to wrap this episode up here, so I'm going to head back towards the jetty, just so I can save my game. And of course, in the next episode we'll resume, and we'll keep going, and try and get this final piece of the device from this island, which should be hidden around somewhere. If I have to take out some more robots, I will, because I really could do with supplies. I've only got a clock on me. But having said that, you know, the friggin' pub, which is the only major landmark around here, is quite heavily defended. So I'm hoping I don't have to go into a bit of a shootout there, because there's quite a lot of them, too many of them I'd say. So yeah, save game, there we go. Right, so I hope you all enjoyed then, episode 235 of So You're Being Hunted with me, General Red Strategist. Today we talked about anime, mainly about Charlotte, and other franchises, things like that. So yes, hope you all enjoyed then everybody. If you're not doing so already, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter, links in the video description as always. You'll go sign up to those pages to stay up to date with my uploads as I'm going to publish them. I'll probably get recording the next episode straight away, so I'll see you over on the flip side everybody. Goodbye all.
Owen, we're doing so well already.
What was that?
That's posh, that wasn't American at all.
Try to get
Owen, we're doing so well already. Whatever, Corey was, I'm having fun. Yeah, mate, he's just mad because he has to sit there while we all get wet.
No,
Right then, next customer edition. Oh, for God's sake!
so he's
Trying to be German.
so because it's difficult being American translator.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Megan? Well, how is it to be going? Mine auto is very dirty. Would you clean it nice for me? Yeah. I'm trying to mix German and American. So.
Yeah, we'll just do a very sort of fake German accent.
Well, how is it to be going? Mine auto is very dirty. Would you clean it nice for me? Yeah.